everyone, welcome back to Not Your Normal Guy. Today we are talking about those brackets that we have been working on collectively on Facebook. If you have not voted, please go to my Facebook page, just search Not Your Normal Guy / there will be a link below. You can definitely check that out and vote for your favorites. We are on our second heat round, what do you call it? Second line? Second group? You know, the second level. And they are in order, so if you don't like the order that I picked, tough cookies. Walt Disney picked it himself. So let's go! Oh, by the way, this matchup, I was surprisingly more right about this one than I was the last matchup that we had. The last matchup, I pretty much was terrible all the way through it. So the first matchup that we have is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Oh my gosh. This is an awful sentence. Dwarves and Dumbo. The first matchup that we have is Snow White and Dumbo. I chose Snow White. And the rest of y'all pretty much chose Snow White too. I guess a few of you chose Dumbo. Dumbo had 19 votes. Snow White had 29, so it wasn't that bad. But Snow White definitely is the one who wins. The next heat that we had was Bambi versus the Three Caballeros. And Bambi won, thank goodness, because that's a great movie. The next round was Fun and Fancy Free versus Cinderella. Cinderella won, of course, as it definitely should be. And at that point, we completely obliterated in 2 rounds the wartime short era, which I'm pretty happy about. Definitely, the wartime short era is my least favorite part of the Disney canon altogether. The next heat was Peter Pan and Lady and the Tramp. Peter Pan won. I actually might have given the edge to Lady and the Tramp, but I did choose Peter Pan, which kind of surprised me now. I think Lady and the Tramp has some beautiful animation, so it might actually deserve a vote. 21 people voted for Peter Pan, Lady and the Tramp got 15, so it wasn't too far apart. 101 Dalmatians versus The Jungle Book. 101 Dalmatians received 36 votes, and The Jungle Book got 32 votes. So we're pretty close there, and definitely it makes sense. They deserve each other. They're both great movies. Which, if you watch my review, which you can find in the link found right up here, you'll see that I really think 101 Dalmatians is a great movie. Robin Hood versus The Fox and the Hound. Robin Hood won, thank goodness, because The Fox and the Hound is a horrible, horrible movie. I get this fast beating heart where I'm like, oh, I don't like this movie at all. It's like, I know some tragedy is going to happen when I watch The Fox and the Hound, and even when I think about The Fox and the Hound, I just don't like that movie at all. Same thing goes for The Great Mouse Detective. I do not like The Great Mouse Detective either. And The Great Mouse Detective versus The Little Mermaid. Of course The Little Mermaid won. Beauty and the Beast versus The Lion King. These were both pretty strong, obviously. They were both very popular movies when I was growing up anyway. But Beauty and the Beast did win. I'd say that's deserved. If I have to be honest, I would say probably Beauty and the Beast is one of my very favorite movies, which probably means you guys are going to vote it out on the next round. So, I mean, you guys are just jerks that way, right? Pocahontas versus Mulan. Mulan won. Is that how you say it? Mulan, right? Mulan. Mulan won with 31 votes, and Pocahontas got 13 votes. I actually thought that this would be a little bit more of a stronger competition between the two of them, but I know Mulan, especially of late, has become very popular among millennials. I think especially younger millennials. So, I mean, I'm not against either one of those. I do think Pocahontas is probably the more boring of the two movies, and Mulan is definitely a more interesting tale, and also has some really fun stuff as far as women's rights and being just an active female protagonist. It's a good movie for that, definitely. Tarzan versus The Emperor's New Groove. This was surprising to me because I kind of thought all of the Renaissance movies would probably win their heats. Tarzan did not win, and that was the Renaissance movie. Instead, Emperor's New Groove won, which just lends validity to me that apparently The Emperor's New Groove is a very, very popular movie, and I'm kind of glad for that. I'm excited to be a part of the fan base that The Emperor's New Groove has. If I am a part of it, maybe I'll completely hate it, and then I'll get a lot more enemies than I have for saying that The Lion King, especially the remake, looks just absolutely terrible. The Emperor's New Groove does look to me like it could be a pretty interesting and kind of funny movie, so I'm interested in watching that. Lilo and Stitch vs. Treasure Planet. Treasure Planet, unfortunately, has died out with 12 votes here. I think Lilo and Stitch looks like a perfectly serviceable movie, and I'm very excited to get to know the characters a bit more. Plus, it has kind of a more grounded tale, so I like that too. I definitely like movies that have a bit more gravitas to them, so I think Lilo and Stitch looks like a very good movie in that regard. Chicken Little vs. Meet the Robinsons. Meet the Robinsons won, and I did vote for that one also. I voted for all of these until the very last two, oddly enough. I have seen it, and I've also seen Chicken Little. I don't feel like either one of those is like deserving of amazing awards or accolades or anything like that. But I do appreciate both of them because I think they both kind of scared the people at Pixar. As Pixar was looking to leave Disney, they started realizing that, oh, Disney could actually possibly come and become formidable competition for us while we've been using Disney to help advertise for us and do all the marketing. Do we really have all these resources? And then when Disney came back at them and said they wanted to buy them, they went along with Disney. So we still have some great movies coming out of Pixar, and we have great movies coming out of Disney. That seems to be a win-win. So I appreciate those movies, definitely, if you didn't follow my train of thought there. Tangled vs. Wreck-It Ralph. Tangled, I voted for. I love it. My daughter loves it. I think it is a great movie, and I'm glad that it's still winning on this list. I definitely think Tangled is a great movie. However, I also thought that Frozen was a great movie, and you guys voted for Moana instead. I think Frozen, I thought, man, it's so popular. Everybody's going to want to vote for Frozen, right? Well, I think it's had kind of a backlash these last couple of years, just in time for Moana to come out also, and so people definitely like Moana better than Frozen. I think Frozen is, I don't know. Maybe I think Moana is the better story, but Frozen is the better overall, the better general effect, if you will. I like Frozen the best. I think it has the most hummable music, it kind of gets into your bones, which is probably what some of you hate about it. And it's just not the same kind of comfort food that Tangled or Frozen were to me. Obviously, it deserved to win because you guys voted for it, right? So it deserved to win. Big Hero 6 versus The Jungle Book. Big Hero 6 versus The Jungle Book means that they both tied. So then I had to figure out how I was going to break the tie, and basically what I decided is the votes from the past, how many votes each one got from the past polls is how we would decide. And The Jungle Book received more votes in past polls, which means that it won. So if you really like a certain movie, vote for it. Otherwise, it may not be able to come back, but it may become part of a tiebreaker, especially if the end is uneven. So you never know what voting for your favorite movie might do, even if it looks like it's going to lose. So thank you guys for joining today. If you haven't yet, please hit subscribe right here. Right here? I don't remember which side. I always do it wrong. So on whichever side down below here it is, please hit the subscribe button. If you like to review Disney movies or talk about Disney movies or talk about Disney things at all, I have even gone so far as to review Disney on Ice. So if you like anything having to do with Disney, even remotely, then hit that subscribe button, click the bell. Thank you guys for coming, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.